Hello, this is Jeremy Russell of bMobile Route Software. We're here today with Andrea, a QuickBooks consultant from Baytek. We're here to discuss the differences between QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. Real quick, bMobile Route Accounting is a mobile solution for people who deliver their own goods, and we help streamline the process between the delivery of those goods and QuickBooks and the accounting systems that we attach to. Andrea, could you give us a brief description of Baytek and what services they provide?
Sure, thanks, Jeremy. Baytek is a technology company that specializes in helping businesses get the most out of their software, whether it's accounting software or HR services software. We are Intuit, Sage, and HR Plus resellers, and we provide consulting on all those products as well.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us today. So,
Sure.
Andrew, we've had a lot of questions from our clients that are getting bombarded with marketing around QuickBooks Online, and we see the advancement of that product. But one common question is, what is the differences between QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop? And I know we discussed before, we're going to break this down into 3 talking points. We're going to talk about accessibility, we're going to talk about functionality at a very high level, and then we're going to talk about some accounting needs and things that are, pros and cons of each of those solutions that Intuit offers. So
Sure.
Let's start off with accessibility. What's sort of can be debunked about accessibility of QuickBooks Desktop versus QuickBooks Online?
So Intuit has been marketing QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Online Advanced as the cloud-based solution. And it is a cloud-based solution because it's web access. You pay for a subscription for each federal ID number that you have, and you have online access from anywhere. What a lot of people don't know is that QuickBooks Desktop, whether you're in Pro, Premier, or Enterprise, is also accessible on the web using hosted services. And there are companies all over the country and the world that provide QuickBooks hosting services. And that allows you to get all the robust features of a QuickBooks Desktop version with the same convenience of being able to access it on the cloud, and the added benefit of not having to worry about the IT solutions in-house in terms of hosting on your own server.
Yeah, and one thing that's appealing to some of our users is sort of the multi-device capability of QuickBooks Online. Being able to run on a phone versus a tablet versus a PC. And I think we've talked before, the concept of desktop is to be run on a PC. But
it is. It's meant to run on a PC. Now, a couple things. If you're a Mac user, you can actually use the Windows desktop version if you host it, which is a benefit. But the downside to desktop, or the upside of QuickBooks Online, is that desktop doesn't really have the capability to use mobile devices. There are ways to try to do that, but the product really isn't meant for that.
Well, I think some of our clients just want accessibility from everywhere. It doesn't necessarily need to be a web-based product. So that kind of helps us out in that functionality conversation that we're going to go into next, because functionality is certainly one place that we've seen our clients kind of walk into QuickBooks Online and see some functionality that's just not there. And let's first talk about what is QBO built for and functionality. Where does it fit the best so far?
So from the consulting standpoint and with an accounting background, when I look at QuickBooks Online, it's really a great solution for service-based businesses. Not all of them, but it's geared towards that, and they'll tell you that as well. They've added functionality for inventory, but it's very basic in and out functionality. You don't have sales orders, you don't have average costing, it uses FIFO, and there are a whole host of areas of functionality that QuickBooks Desktop does provide, such as the choice of average cost or FIFO, multi-inventory tracking, serial number, lot tracking, pick, pack, and ship functionality, barcode scanning, landed costs, assemblies, multiple units of measure. And when you are working with QuickBooks Desktop and you want to look at your quantity available, you have the option of including items that are on a purchase order and on a sales order. So you know exactly what will be available to you. And one of the things we see is that when people go to QuickBooks Online for that convenience of accessibility and they find themselves needing all that other functionality, they don't have it. And the inventory functionality in QuickBooks is pretty robust as compared to QuickBooks Online.
Yeah, and when you bolt on a solution like ours, sometimes we take over that aspect of life, but still some of the aspects of purchase orders and paying the suppliers and reorder points for what's in the warehouse are still important, right. Even though we take over a good portion of the sales aspect, there's still some big aspects there that make a big difference.
And I think that some of the reporting is more robust in QuickBooks Desktop versus QuickBooks Online when it comes to inventory. Great
aspect. And one thing I'm not sure that I heard you mention was, and I know a lot of our clients are doing it, and they seem to be getting more into it lately, is assemblies. Doing a bill of material, for lack of better terms, to produce a product.
Yeah, QuickBooks Online does not have the capability to do the in-depth assemblies that QuickBooks Desktop does. And if you have components that you assemble into a kit, or if you manufacture using parts, you really need the QuickBooks Desktop, specifically QuickBooks Enterprise Advanced Inventory.
Got it. So I think our last topic at this kind of high-level conversation is around accounting needs. Can you talk to, I think, a couple aspects that we talked about were multiple companies. Can you tell us what's going on with kind of accounting functionality within QBO?
Yeah, so QuickBooks Online allows you to get a subscription for each entity that you have. So you're going to pay each time if you have 3 different divisions of your company that function as separate legal entities. With QuickBooks Enterprise, specifically, you can have up to 3 entities included in your subscription. If you're using Premier, there's no limit right now to the number of companies you can have. So there's a cost factor there. The other thing that you look at when you look at accounting is permissions and accessibility to different areas of the company file. QuickBooks Enterprise, all the QuickBooks Desktop versions have user access levels, as does QuickBooks Online. But when you get into Enterprise, they're very granular. So you can be very specific about who can see what in your in your company file. The other thing that I would really talk about is backup. So for QuickBooks Online, there's really no way to take your data, off of online. You have to have the subscription. If you're using a desktop version and you have a backup, you can take your backup file to an accountant or a consultant and say, here, can you back this up for me? So when it comes to data backup, I think that's a key area. Also, I think it's important that you look at your total accounting needs. So with bMobile handling a lot of the warehousing and routing software aspects of a company's business, look at all the other functionality that you need in the accounting package. And look forward a couple of years to see what your growth is going to be. Because if you start out with QuickBooks Online and you think, I'll just use this for a year and then I'll switch over, the Intuit sort of leads us to believe that it's easy to switch from online to desktop, and it is not that easy to do. They are not the same application. The interface is different because one's web-based and one is a desktop software. So I would caution someone that they should, if they think they're going to need desktop, to go with desktop, even if you go with a Pro or Premier and then later on switch to Enterprise. Those transitions are seamless. The transition between QuickBooks Online and desktop are a little more difficult.
And is it mainly difficult because the functionality gap so far in QBO, or what would you say the big difficulty?
The difficulty is in that the conversion process that Intuit has doesn't work really well. And we've seen clients try it on their own, and eventually they end up coming to us and we have to convert it for them. And it's not real straightforward. I'm not sure why. It's on the back end, the development end of it. But when you convert from QuickBooks Online to Desktop, sometimes there are missing items. There's cleanup that has to be done on the desktop side of it. So I think with any software, you need to plan ahead and think about what you're going to need, even if you need to grow into it a little bit. And I think Baytek and bMobile can help clients figure out what those solutions are.
Well, I appreciate that. So, closing comments. Can you tell us how to get a hold of Baytek? And
Sure. You can reach us at info@baytek.com. You can call 1-800-487-3224, or you can visit us at baytek.com. And even if you're not sure whether you know what you want to do or not, we are always willing to talk to our clients and potential clients about how to actually look at your software questions and what the solutions might be to help lead you in the right direction.
appreciate that. From our standpoint, what we've seen with clients that have done a QBO, or most of our clients that have tried this have gone from QuickBooks Desktop to QBO or QuickBooks Online, and not planning ahead and looking at the whole picture has kind of caught them in a quandary at that point. They put a lot of time and energy into that. So I think your comments of planning ahead and kind of looking at the business need and, really encompassing the whole picture of needs, even kind of into the future really rings true for the experiences we've had with our clients. So we really appreciate your time, Andrea. We'll find this on YouTube. If you need anything from bMobile, you can find us at bmobileroute.com. Our phone numbers and contact information will be below. I really appreciate all your time and effort on helping us understand the differences.
Thanks, Jeremy.